Joe Mullings from 160 Studios in Delray Beach. And today I've got a good friend and an organization that we've enjoyed being a sponsor of for quite a while now. Kwame Omer, thank you, my friend, for being on board. And Vanessa Pollard, welcome to 160 Studios.
Great to be here. Thanks for having us.
You bet. And
Thanks.
Kwame, good seeing you again, my friend.
It's good to see you. I love that logo in your background.
You like that? We definitely brought that over. I had to do it like a newsman. Everything's opposite here, so we're rocking the MedTech color.
That's awesome. That is awesome. We want all our sponsors to show that love for
That's
real.
right.
Yes, indeed.
That's right. So we've got a big event coming up, right? The MedTech Conference 2021 on September 29th in the Twin Cities. I know, Vanessa, you are chair of the networking breakfast that's going to be there. Do you want to share the event with the community?
Sure. This is the fourth annual networking breakfast, and this is one of our pillars of the MedTech Colors goals as an organization is to create a community of people of color who are working in this space and our allies where we can get together, share ideas, highlight and emphasize, talent in our pipeline. So we're really excited and looking forward to the breakfast this year. I think it's going to be tremendous.
And you've got a very interesting keynote speaker this year. Every year you have a great keynote speaker. Tell us a little bit about this year's keynote speaker.
Kwame?
Oh, well, a little backdrop. When we first started out, our first attempt at building community was a dinner of 15 leaders from the ecosystem. Brooke Story was actually at that dinner in 2017. She's been a steady supporter all along, and we tracked her as she's continued to just grow as a leader. We sent her a note and asked her would she be kind enough to serve as a keynote. She said yes. And as you all know, and probably many people know, she's running a very large business at BD after a wonderful career at Medtronic. And if you saw all the congratulations when we announced it, it would just blow your mind. We're so thrilled that she accepted.
And that event is taking place at the Hyatt Regency in Minneapolis, right? Again, in conjunction with the MedTech Conference, and it's 9 to 10 in the morning, right?
Absolutely. Vanessa, were you going to say something?
I was just agreeing.
Yes, indeed. And what's special, Joe, we just got off a planning meeting, and we've invited, and Scott May and Elizabeth at SMDP are going to encourage their scholars to come. And this is the cream of the crop, highly educated individuals who want to join the medical device industry. They've been a guest of ours at every event. So we're going to have everyone from the CEO of Boston Scientific, who's accepted an invitation to attend, to these wonderful scholars. And it should be a great mix across the ecosystem of participants.
And I want to make sure we share that we can attend this ideally in person, but also virtually. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Then the virtual element is interesting and a way to bring people together and have them have the full experience if they're not in person. So we will live stream the in-person event to those that are on the platform virtually for the first 30 minutes. And then the next 30 minutes, we will have a guided, hosted breakout sessions on the virtual platform. Each meeting room will be hosted by one of our sponsors, and it will be an opportunity for further networking in a virtual environment for people to get together, make those connections, form those relationships, and also add to the thought leadership of MedTech Color. So we're really excited to be able to have people participate in that way as well.
Kwame, for those that don't understand the mission of MedTech Color and the intention of the organization, would you mind sharing the genesis of where we came from and then what the intention and the incredible support that you've got through the MedTech community?
We started with the idea, it was a conversation between myself and Michelle McMurray Heath, that quite candidly, it's lonely as a person of color in this industry, and there's an opportunity to build an organization, a community, so that it's a little bit less lonely. From that, we realized that we could, and we did develop amazing programs from collaborative communities, which Vanessa Pollard and Netta Hanafi leads, to a pitch competition where we're investing in underrepresented early stage medtech companies, to our marquee event, which is this breakfast. We went from one corporate sponsor at Danaher. Now we count as sponsors the Mullings Group, Medtronic. We've grown to approximately 10 corporate sponsors, several of them at the platinum level. So we couldn't be more pleased.
Mm. And the initiative is, you mentioned now we've got great keynotes, we've got scholars coming in, and we have that supply demand challenge in the medtech industry, and even with the intentions that everybody has. I came back from SAGES last week and AAOS, two big conferences. I walked around the conference, and it was very clear to me the underrepresentation of people of color, of a lot of the diversity that's required in our community. So let's chat about that a little bit. Is when do we get that sort of awareness around medtech? How are we doing it in our universities, at our young dinner tables, in the STEM programs? What can we do locally, as well as make sure that our organizations know that it needs to be a very, very strong initiative?
Yeah, my immediate reaction is to engage in partnerships with organizations that are either connected to these underrepresented groups, or where the underrepresented groups are being trained. So specifically partnerships with HBCUs. We have a wonderful informal, becoming more and more formal partnership with SMDP Scholars, which, to my understanding, all those members, or the majority, are from underrepresented ethnic groups. And the thing that we're excited about, we have a wonderful program coordinator who's behind this and is going to launch this soon, is an opportunity for, on our website, professional opportunities, jobs that you can tap into, that our corporate sponsors are sending to us, so they can have a more diverse panel and a more diverse slate. Vanessa?
To piggyback on that point, we really envision and believe that MedTech Color can and will be the destination that is connecting diverse talent in medtech with people, organizations who are looking for that talent pool. Our breakfast is one facet of that, but as Kwame said, there's so many other informal and formal ways that we're tapping into our membership that is well over 1,000 individuals of color, to start to bridge those gaps, and also dispel this notion that we often hear that we're looking for diverse talent, we just can't find them, or there is no one in the pipeline. That's not been our experience. That's not our truth. So we really want to use MedTech Color as an organization, and our breakfast as a platform to start to rewrite that narrative.
Mm-hmm. And so, to that point, when we think about creating an awareness around medtech, Kwame, we're in the medtech industry. I didn't know much about medtech until 30 years ago. I peeked into it, understand why it's such a great, noble industry to be in. And we all know that once you get in medtech, you never leave, right? It's rare that anybody leaves. But having said that, how do we create an awareness at the sort of elementary school level, the mid-school level, the high school level? What can we all do, beside obviously make sure that everybody gets a fair shot on goal, but when can we start educating these? If I'm a member of Medtronic, J&J, a venture capital firm, what can I do to create an awareness in the underserved communities?
I'll take a stab at that, because I know obviously our partners like Medtronic will, as an example, will go to the middle school level with various mentoring programs. And at an older level, they'll engage in internships. And I think that's the key. And the piece of that that's powerful is if those mentors are people of color. We actually just got a request from one of our partners, California Life Sciences, to identify advisors of color for two of their companies that are going through their accelerator. And we're building out a membership profile where we can quickly identify people who raise their hand and said, I want to be a mentor. So, you can do it at the startup level. Companies do it at the college level in terms of internships, and you can even go down to high school and middle school, partnering with the right mentoring organization. But Vanessa, did you have any thoughts there?
I agree with all of that. And I think, again, where MedTech Color can be a conduit, a facilitator for companies who are looking to start that pipeline conversation and have those touches early on is, being able to tap our membership, and they are plugged in to HBCUs. There are people like me who's a parent of high school boys, right? And a lot of these schools are reaching out and looking for professionals to come in and talk to them and establish partnerships. So if we can use, again, our network, our platform, both to publicize people who are looking for those kinds of connections, or even help to facilitate the thought leadership or design the programs. There's such a wide array of talent in our organization that we can certainly, and our goal is to be a conduit to make those things happen.
I love the idea of sort of showcasing our heroes in the industry who represent that sort of cohort, and that the people that we want to say, hey, here is a hero. Here is somebody who saved, right? We just watched scientists and engineers save the world during the pandemic, clearly. And that's a cool thing to do, maybe more than being a sports star or an artist somewhere else. So I love that idea a lot. Does it make sense for those who are in the medtech industry to reach out to MedTech Color and say, listen, I'd like to be a mentor to the sort of primary school, secondary school, sort of post-education community? Can they do that?
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have an idea and you think that our membership and our platform can help to implement or facilitate, definitely reach out to us. I think it goes back to that old adage of you can't be what you can't see. So to the extent that we can use our platform to amplify those voices and to help connect people to programs, that's what we're here for.
Outstanding. So as we close out, what information can we share with the community for those that don't know how to get in touch with MedTech Color? We will put, as we finish off this piece, we'll put contact information, links, etc. But how should they, Vanessa and Kwame, reach out and possibly become a supporter through either effort, funds, or opportunities?
I think the easiest way is to visit us on our website. We have a contact us button, and we have an amazing program coordinator who will make sure we get back to you. If you're looking to be a corporate sponsor, if you're looking to volunteer, we're at a point where we can plug you in and you can be an amazing part of this organization. And for those looking to join us, this is a special invitation for any large medical device company or small in the Minneapolis area. As long as you're vaccinated, we would love to have you. We have plenty of seats still left. We'll have plenty of food for you and an amazing keynote speaker. And this is something we've been talking to our corporate sponsors about, but other large companies in the area, we just invite you to join us.
Awesome. And Vanessa, you are the chair of the networking breakfast. We'll be able to see you there in person?
I will be there live and in person, bright and early, and excited to welcome everybody.
Outstanding. Well, both of you, I appreciate your time in sharing this effort going on in Minneapolis and, annually all year long. MedTech Color is an amazing organization. Kwame, you and I have known each other for a few years, and I certainly support and admire all the work you and your team do.
I just want to go on record that Mullings Group is the fastest decider in deciding to be a platinum sponsor. I think you clock in under an hour. So you have that noteworthy distinction. And thank you for your partnership. And thank you, Mullings Group.
Absolutely. It's a real easy decision for us to make. Anything that props up the medtech industry, we're behind 100%, my friend.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Have a great day. Thank you, Vanessa. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And Kwame, be well, my friend.
See you soon.
Joe Mullings from 160 Studios. Be well.